Jimmy. Hold the rod, Alex. Clear the rod, guys. Clear the rod.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Always Ben. So this is where our story begins this week. I'm tight in the Wilmington on a Big Eye. Remo's out there with me. I just called him up and I said, yo, I'm tight. And you guys will see what happens here. I'm going to leave it a little bit of a surprise. This week we're covering Big Eye. How to increase your odds to catch more this season. We're going to be going over SSTs, contour, and even at the end, I had asked multiple different captains, around 10 captains, what is one piece of advice you could give somebody to kill more Big Eye? And I'm going to share those answers at the end, so please stick around. Hope you guys enjoy. So listen here, as Taylor walks up there, we get another bite right here. Still moving.
Doubled up.
Doubled up, doubled up, doubled up. Here, I can hold it for a second if you can help him put that on.
That right there is proof why you shouldn't move your stuff that isn't in the way when you get a bite.
Oh, baby.
So to anybody that's never pulled on a Big Eye, they are something fierce, man. They just dig harder than any tuna, by far.
Here, grab this rod, line down. Hold that down. Hold the rod. Got the rod? Yep.
Holy shit, this one's big. Hand me this one. Hand me this one. All right, Willie, I'll get you a belt when you're ready. This is the next best one.
Can you fix that? Hey, Taylor, I'm not saying grab my dick, but just fix that in there. I'm good.
Hold on, now you're not.
Alright, hold on. I'm not letting go of shit. Just make sure it's locked in.
There you go.
Alright, I'm good.
Get that rod out of the corner.
Grab that.
Got it, Alex?
Other rod out of the corner to other corner. Clear this line. Middle top line.
Yep. You don't have to do too hard. You got it. Just keep tension.
The reason you don't hear Remo and I talking on the radio is because we're using Starlink, but I just called him, and I believe that's him heading
Doubled
over
up
this
on
way.
Big Eyes, baby.
In the
Let's
background
go.
there.
Crosby and Dom. Doubled up on the Big Eyes. On the bad habit. Let's get it. Woo! Yeah. Oh yeah. Those are some big ones right there. Let's go. I felt Jamie's. I didn't know skipjack, I tell you that.
They're Big Eye.
Yeah, they were.
They're big too. They are. The one I saw was fun. See, when I saw this one.
Yeah, whenever it'll allow you to take line, just take line. If you can't, then just keep tension. Yeah, you don't have to go super ham. Just nice and easy, wind them things in. Or winch them in, basically. Both on Talica. Yeah, well, that's a nice reel too, Tiagra. You got the Talica. Ew! Let's go, boys.
Up top.
Oh boy! There's five! I want to do it!
Keep going, Jamie. You're doing good. Real hard. I think he's coming with you.
So, believe it or not, that was Alex's first nighttime Big Eye as well. I was the only one that had caught a Big Eye at night on the boat, or caught a Big Eye in general. And the other one burned us off, made a run right underneath the boat and burned us off. I would have never made that mistake had I known where that fish was. I just didn't know he was that close.
Let's go, baby. Look at that monster. Let's go, boys. sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're fucking fetish shit.
You're a legend.
Let's go, dude.
Dude.
That's what we came for,
That's
boys.
teamwork, baby.
That's what we came for.
So, just learning from that introduction, you can tell a lot of things about that fishery that night. The moon was just coming up. You could see the moon in the background. Looked like it was a full moon. Lots of whales. We were in the whales. And it was beautiful blue water, and there was a nice slick in the Big Eye hole. So according to my research, you can really see these fish like to spend majority, if not all their time in 600 feet of water or more. They also eat more cephalopods than other tunas. So squid, octopus is the big ones in that category. For some reason, we all love to get our back broken by these fish in the mid-Atlantic. These are tag recoveries of Big Eye. These are all up the north, up off George's Bank here, you can see. And then along the 100 line. You can really see how here with the recoveries, they're really along the boundary, the green-blue boundary here, which I really noticed. It sticks out to me. So these are the images I just showed you guys that are zoomed out here. It's indicating the chlorophyll concentration and how the Big Eye in the wintertime seem to follow bluer water. And as they migrate to the northeast towards us, you can see they're more associated with eddies off the Gulf Stream, not directly in the Gulf Stream or in the Sargasso Sea. This graph indicates the time that they spend at the surface and the temperature versus the time they spend in the deep and the temperature down there. As you can see, a very adapt tuna can withstand a degree of temperatures. So when you see red on these graphs here, that indicates when the tuna are surfacing. And they lump that into when the fish are above a certain depth for that period of time. And it seems like they come up 3 times a day. Looks like 2 times at night, like, dawn, dusk, and then sometime in the middle of the day. So it looks like you have 3 opportunities a day to get, when the Big Eyes come to the surface. Lastly here, this is a tag and redeploy with straight lines, but basically where it was tagged and where it was dropped. So this is an eddy from 2019 June. They came in from the northeast and pulled in some really nice, clean blue water with like a 6-7 degree temperature break, if I remember correctly. But there was yellowfins and Big Eyes mixed in here, but a lot of Big Eyes I remember. So one thing I will say about the SST imagery, every good Big Eye bite we've had has had blue water associated with it at some point. The Big Eye will stay after the blue water goes if the bait's still there, but you need the blue water to get them there. This was from 2016. The fish stuck in the canyon that whole year. They were there the whole year, the Big Eye. This was a gorgeous piece of water during the COVID year, I believe. And I remember there being a lot of Big Eyes around. Brendan and I got one, a nice 200-pounder, 213 pounds, I think, at the end of May. But there was quite a few more caught. So I want to start out with the Hudson. Probably the best known on the East Coast and the biggest. And probably the probably the top big eye producer, you know, most years. These canyons are all really good. The big eye love to use them because it gives them an area to ambush in depths less than they're comfortable with. I went ahead and highlighted some of the spots that I like up there in the Hudson, just based off of the map. No actual fishing. The Wilmington was our best canyon last year. Usually the Wilmington or the Washington are the big eye, you know, the best big eye places around us. But I'm going to highlight some of the areas that I've caught big eye in the Wilmington firsthand. If I had to pick one canyon to fish for big eye, I would pick this canyon. I love it. Just something about it. But I'm going to highlight some of the spots that I've caught here before. This is the 461 lump outside the Washington. It's really not any spots. You just troll over the lump here out here. But it's a really good big eye producer. I've caught lots of big eyes there. Then last but not least, the Norfolk. I am going to highlight some spots that I've caught here before. What up, guys? Jeff here, always bent. Got Taylor in the house tonight. We're getting ready for a live. So to finish up the video, got a couple more things to do. But I promise you guys that I insert these messages back from these captains, people that I really admire, really great fishermen, really curiously asked their opinion, and I honestly didn't know the answer myself. I was asking not only for you guys, but for myself. So I learned something as well. I hope you guys do too. Either way, here are the responses. This is old Remo on the Black Magic, king of the evening, big eye. Someone I highly admire, excellent fisherman, Chris Little. Another really good young fisherman who's super intelligent with the ocean, Chris Huck. Tony Frigi, hammer down. I love Tony. Killed a lot of fish together. Old Brendan Barbie on the full service. Killed a lot of big eyes. The only guy I know that couldn't catch a yellowfin when everybody else was. He could only catch big eyes. Old Greenbackville Phil. Learned a lot from old Phil back in the harbor till I got kicked out. Jeremy told me he gets lucky. He's a terrible fisherman. And then last but not least, Phil Knapp. When I asked him, I'd ask him 3 times. He kept saying, "I'll do big eye." And I said, "Phil, get serious." He goes, "I'll do big eye." I have no idea what he's talking about, but he will do a big eye. Yo, so that's a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making that with Remo, sending me all that stuff this week. I learned a lot just by doing this research. You know, that there's actual data. They come up 3 times a day. You know, east walls, when I look back, it's the east walls, man. Always bluer water than green in these early season eddies. Like I said, once the bait settles in, you can shy away from that blue water a little bit, but you know, you need the blue water to get the big eyes here, in my experience. And then, you know, 68, 70 degree water at very minimum to start looking for them. And they're creatures of habit, and they're the most structure-oriented tuna there is. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, learned something, took something away from it. I hope you guys can, you know, put another big eye in the boat this year because of it. I certainly know that I will be applying some of the things that I learned, mainly like the cephalopods. Like they eat a lot more squid and octopus than the other tunas. So there's really no reason to not give them what they want, you know? I think I'm gonna try to maybe do that a little bit more this year. I don't know, we'll see. But like I said, I thank you guys for subscribing, liking, and following us so far. And I cannot wait to see the rest of this journey unfold this summer. It's gonna be something really special. So please subscribe if you already haven't, because we got a lot of stuff coming. Till next week, stay bent.